Alexander the Great, the man who named the world after himself. What would you do if you conquered the world? Would you build monuments? Write your name in stone? Alexander the Great, one of history's most legendary conquerors, chose something far bolder. Everywhere he went, he left behind cities. Not just cities, but cities named after himself. More than 70 of them. From the sands of Egypt to the mountains of Afghanistan, one name echoed like thunder across continents: Alexandria. This is the story of the man who carved his name into the map of the world. The young conqueror, born in 356 BC in Macedonia, Alexander was no ordinary prince. Tutored by Aristotle himself, he learned philosophy, science, and the art of war. By 20, after his father's assassination, he became king. But Alexander was not content with a throne. He wanted the world. He swept east with his armies, crushing Persia, storming across Asia, never losing a battle. Everywhere he went, he built cities, not just as military strongholds, but as symbols. Symbols that said, "This land belongs to Alexander, the first Alexandria." In 331 BC, standing on the Egyptian coast, Alexander pointed to a stretch of land where the Nile kissed the Mediterranean. Here, he declared, would rise a city of trade, culture, and glory. He named it Alexandria. This Alexandria became legendary, home of the Great Library, the Lighthouse of Pharos, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But this was only the beginning. For Alexander, one city was not enough. The obsession begins. As he marched further east, through deserts, over mountains, across rivers no Greek had ever seen, he left behind more cities. Each bore the same name, Alexandria. Some were military outposts, some bustling trade hubs, others mere dots on the map, but all carried his identity. There was Alexandria in Egypt, Alexandria in Syria, Alexandria in Mesopotamia, Alexandria in Persia, Alexandria in Bactria, modern-day Afghanistan. Even one in India, near the Hyphasis River. It was as if every corner of the known world whispered his name. Why did he do it? Historians still debate the motive. Was it vanity? A man obsessed with immortality, carving his name into geography itself? Was it strategy? Each Alexandria was a fortress, a colony, a way to plant Greek culture in foreign soil. Or was it destiny? Perhaps Alexander saw himself not just as a conqueror, but as a world builder, shaping civilization itself under his banner. Whatever the reason, the result was undeniable. Alexander was no longer just a man. He was a presence that stretched across continents. The march into Afghanistan and India. When Alexander pushed into Afghanistan, the mountains seemed to swallow his army. Yet even there, he built another Alexandria. Locals would later call it Alexandria Arachosia, a city that still exists today as Kandahar. In India, near the edge of the known world, he founded another. Soldiers begged to turn back, exhausted after years of war. But Alexander kept dreaming of new cities, new Alexandrias. It was as if each stone laid was a promise, "I will not be forgotten." The unfinished dream. In 323 BC, at just 32 years old, Alexander fell ill in Babylon and died. He had conquered more than anyone before him, stretching from Greece to Egypt, from Persia to India. But he left no clear heir. His empire shattered into pieces, torn apart by his generals. And yet, his name survived. Not in one kingdom, but in dozens of cities. More than 70 places across the world, bound together by one man's obsession with legacy. The legacy of the Alexandrias. Today, many of those Alexandrias have vanished. Some remain, under new names. And some, like Alexandria in Egypt, still stand proud, vibrant cities carrying the echo of their founder. Think about it. Over 2,000 years later, people still live, work, and dream in cities named after a man who died at 32. That is immortality. Alexander the Great may have died young, but his story shows us something timeless. Legacies are built not just in battles, but in what we leave behind. At Story District, we believe history is full of tales like this, stories larger than life, stories stranger than fiction, stories that still shape the world today. Right finger if you want to keep discovering the legends that shaped humanity. Don't just watch, subscribe to Story District. Because every story we tell brings the past alive. Alexander the Great named over 70 cities after himself. And in doing so, he ensured one truth: empires may fall, but names can live forever.